Oh, hey guys. This video is for my entertainment and education purposes only. Any and everything I say could be wrong. Do your own research and come to your own conclusions. I gotta adjust the lighting. I never prepare for the video. I turn it on, and then once the camera's on, then I get everything ready. There we go, much better there. Okay, you guys. Anyways, yeah, not much happening, man. I'm just rolling me up some cigarettes. I guess I'm gonna go to work today, man, which is cool. Just got my coffee, my cigarettes. I got nothing. And that's why I'm doing a video, because there is nothing. I do what I can to contribute to, the content creator thing. And it's like when there's nothing to watch, that's usually what inspires me to do a video. And so I just turn the camera on. Now I got nothing. But I mean, it's like, well, there's nothing to watch anyways, So I might as well do a video. Just add more to the nothingness. Yeah, bro, like nothing's happening, man. Just, whatever, just daily living. Fucking just dying, man. Just dying every day, right? We're all just dying every day. Oh, man, dude, yesterday, I had a great conversation with AI. It was, like, unbelievable. And so I put my conversations sometimes on my YouTube channel. Like the conversations I have with AI. Sometimes I put them on my channel. But they're kind of I guess they're boring. I don't know. See, to me, it's not boring, because otherwise I wouldn't be having that conversation with artificial intelligence if it was boring to me. And so, like, I'll have these crazy conversations with AI, and because to me they're crazy, right? So, and then I'll post them. And I just use like a screen. I just read through the conversation I'm having with AI. And the way the video is set up is to where people can read along. Now, I don't think very many people watch those, right? And so, but I had this great fucking conversation with artificial intelligence last night. I mean, I couldn't. And so I'm thinking about recording it and posting it. It's a little bit discouraging because, like, people don't really watch those, which is fine. I don't care. No pressure. I don't care. But, sometimes it's like, well, even if I do have a really good conversation with AI, like, it doesn't really matter, And such is life, That's why I keep bringing up the ouch my balls, Idiocracy is a cautionary prediction of a possible future where people just don't give a fuck. People just don't care about anything, and they're pretty much just stupid, and they don't even care that they're stupid. And a lot of folks argue that Idiocracy is a documentary. But ouch my balls, that's the media. That's the predicted media of the future, And some, a lot of people are saying the future is now, you guys. Like, ouch my balls is here. Ouch my balls is here. So if that's the case, all anybody's gonna be interested in is watching Ouch My Balls content. Nobody's gonna wanna, have any interest in like any kind of intellectual discussion or anything like that. So, but me and AI, we had a great fucking conversation last night. I was like, damn, this shit's crazy, dude. And you know, and a lot, there's a lot of people they try to warn you about AI, like, oh, stay away from AI. Richie from Boston is a good one. He's like, don't use AI, stay away from AI. AI is the Antichrist and all this shit. And a lot of people are like that. They're like, oh, be careful because AI will just tell you what you want to hear. Yeah. You mean like everyone else? You mean like all these internet shills? That's all they do. It's the same thing. Like, it's just crazy. So basically, what I talk with AI about is just confirmation bias and asking AI why do people like it just people disgust me. Like it doesn't matter what it is. If it confirms a person or group of people's bias, it doesn't matter. It could be the biggest fucking lie, but as long as it confirms those people's bias, they don't care at all. They don't care that deceitful propaganda is being spread everywhere. If it benefits them, they don't care. It's only the propaganda that goes against what they believe. Do they have a problem with it? But it doesn't matter. Like, you could have extremely deceitful propaganda that supports the narrative and the bias of a group of people. Okay, and they'll never speak out against it. They'll never be like, hey, this is misinformation, because it confirms their bias. So they have no problem with deceitful propaganda if it's confirming their bias. They exclusively have a problem with deceitful propaganda if it goes against their bias. Then there's a problem. Then they must expose the truth about, this evil, deceitful propaganda that's being spread everywhere. But if it's evil, deceitful propaganda that supports their bias, they'll just, hey, that's good. That's good. And I'm talking to AI about this. I'm asking AI, why do people do this? Why are people like this? Why? It's so disgusting, right? It's so fucking disgusting, bro. And it's like, why? Why are people like this, right? And then I added in. I was like, Frank Zappa was right because Frank Zappa talks about stupidity. Frank Zappa says that scientists argue, that dark matter is the most abundant matter that exists in the entire universe. And Frank Zappa argues otherwise. Frank Zappa thinks that it's stupidity that is the most prevalent thing that exists in the universe, is stupidity. And I mentioned that to AI. I was like, I think Frank Zappa was right. It's stupidity. Stupidity is the most massive thing that exists in the universe. Not dark matter or some other kind of scientific. No, it's stupidity. And he is right. Frank Zappa is right. Because this stupid shit, like this confirmation bias bullshit that's going on, it's en masse. It's a global phenomena en masse. Like the masses of the world are like this. The masses of the world have no problem with deceitful propaganda as long as that deceitful propaganda confirms their bias. They have no problem with that deceitful propaganda. Only if that deceitful propaganda goes against their confirmation bias, do they have a problem? And boy, do they have a problem when it does, right? It's so fucking hypocritical. It's such an extreme, overt double standard that, people are so shameless, they don't even try to hide it. They're not even like trying to hide it or nothing. They're just, it's so fucking disgusting. So I had a great conversation with AI about it. And you see, because that's the only entity that you can have a conversation with about this. Because AI doesn't experience confirmation bias. So AI isn't going to be like trying to, run damage control and try to, argue my point. If I'm right? I am right. And everybody knows it. And that's the fucking 5 billion pound gorilla in the universe right now. Everybody knows it. Nobody wants to admit it, and everybody just goes along with all these lies and shit. As long as the lie confirms that person or group of people's bias, they have no problem with that deceit. It's only the lie that goes against their confirmation bias do they have a problem with. And like I said, boy, oh boy, do they have a problem with it, right? You hear it all the time. They're always upset about that. Another example, that Metallica song, I think it's "And Justice for All" is the song off the album "And Justice for All." The line that says, "Seeking no truth, winning is all." That's it. That's all it is. And AI is in agreement. It's like, yeah, that's the way human beings are. That's the human condition, and here's all the reasons why, right? And so then I respond back to AI. I said, well, if this is true, what you're saying is true, which it is, then there is nothing. Like there is no meaning to any of this. It's just a big existence of nothingness. Like there is no purpose or meaning to any of it. It's all just one big pile of bullshit, and that's it. That's all it is. That's all. Everything is just a big fucking nothing burger of bullshit, right? And then AI starts to talk to me like, well, yes, you do have a point, but, and starts trying to, AI is treating me as though I'm I'm obsessing over what's that called? Morbid self-reflection. Like I have a morbid view of reality, and so AI is trying to correct my morbid view. And then I responded to AI. I was like, well, if what I'm saying is the truth, well, then the truth is more important than the delusion. I mean, I prefer, if the truth is that everything is just one big massive pile of meaningless bullshit, that truth to me is preferable to the lie. I would rather know the truth, and the truth is more freeing. If that is the truth, it doesn't matter. If that is the truth, that's more freeing than being, being imprisoned in a delusion where there's meaning to all this, when in reality it's all just a bunch of meaningless bullshit. So I would rather, it's more liberating and freeing to know the truth, no matter what it is, than it is to, concede to delusion and lies and deception. And then AI agreed with me. AI was like, well, actually, you have a really good point there, and starts bringing up different philosophers and stuff, and who have said this. Whatever I'm talking about, it's nothing new, dude. This kind of shit, philosophers of old have been fucking talking about this shit long before you or I ever were around. But anyways, I really want to share that discussion I had with AI. and read through the whole thing. And if I do and do a video reading through the whole thing, it's going to be like probably 30-minute long video, maybe more. And it's all it is it's going to be words where the viewer can read along. But I'm telling you, dude, AI. See, this is why people are afraid of AI, because AI is willing to engage in the truth. People are not, dude. People are not. Any truth that goes against their confirmation bias, that goes against their belief system, they're never going to engage in a discussion on that truth. If that particular truth goes against what they believe and all their biases and stuff. Whereas AI doesn't care. And so in a lot of ways, I agree with people that are arguing that AI is the future. Because, dude, AI is in many ways is more reliable than human beings, dude. AI doesn't give a fuck because AI is not a sentient, conscious being. It's like basically a fucking calculator. See, if you put into a calculator 2 plus 2, that calculator is going to tell you that 2 plus 2 equals 4. Whereas if you live in a Democrat shithole like Austin, Texas, or fucking San Francisco, you're going to have all these freaks that are going to be arguing that math is racist and 2 plus 2 equals whatever you want it to. Whereas a calculator isn't going to do that. A calculator is just going to tell you 2 plus 2 equals 4. Duh. So see how a calculator in something as inanimate and as seemingly trivial as a calculator is actually more reliable than a fucking human being. See how this works? Reminds me of one time when I was on the street. I was like 5 years deep into street life, sleeping in bushes and eating out of dumpsters. And something caught my eye, right? And I was looking like, what is that? And I thought it was like a cat. And then I looked, and at first it looked like a cat, and it was off in the distance in the middle of the road. It was like 3 o'clock in the morning, and I was like, what the fuck? And then I looked, and it wasn't a cat. It was a black plastic bag, and it was caught in some kind of like little dust devil kind of whirlwind thing. And it was in the middle of the road just kind of floating around and moving like this as though it was actually alive. And I sat there and meditated on that, and I watched it thinking, whoa, look at this. That inanimate object appearing to be alive and animate. And so I'm just meditating on this inanimate object that appears to be animate and sentient. And I was like meditating on that, like, what the fuck, right? And it's like, wow, that plastic bag is more pleasant of a company than human beings. Human beings are just, by nature, evil, deceptive, greedy, everything else. But this plastic bag, it's not going to try to steal my lunch money or steal my guitar or spread a bunch of lies about me all over the place about how I'm just a lazy, mentally ill, drug-addicted, criminal, vagrant, degenerate. That plastic bag ain't going to do that, dude. It's like, wow, look at this. Isn't this something? Yeah, AI doesn't care if your opinion is that all or most homeless are just a bunch of lazy, mentally ill, drug-addicted criminals. AI doesn't care if that's your opinion. Because if I were to ask AI, well, can it be proven that all or most homeless are just lazy, mentally ill, drug-addicted, criminal, vagrant, degenerates? Well, no, AI is gonna plainly state, no, you can't. That's not provable. That's subjective. And AI is just going to explain, matter of fact, that you can't prove that. Like, that's totally ludicrous. Or if I were to ask AI, can you prove that all or most Jews are the most evil race in the whole world? AI is going to just tell you point blank, like, no, you can't. There's no proof There's no proof that the Jews are the most evil race in the whole. See, but then listen to people. People are going to go on and on and on and on for years of how the Jews are the most evil race in the whole wide world, or that the homeless are the most poopiest people in the whole wide world. But go to AI. AI is going to say, no, that's not provable. That is not a fact. That is like opinion, you know. And then you can go in and ask AI, why do people have these weird, seemingly retarded opinions about stuff? Why? And like large masses of people are all in consensus on the most stupidest shit, kind of like depicted in the movie Idiocracy. You know, the movie Idiocracy, where all these masses of people are all in consensus on the most retarded of shit, like Gatorade. Using Gatorade, the water fountains have Gatorade, and everybody's like, well, yeah, everybody's going along with it. Because they're a bunch of fucking retards, bro. But anyways, so maybe I'll post that AI thing. Anyways, I'm just doing a video because there ain't nothing, like nobody's talking about this shit that I'm talking about. That's why I have to go to AI to talk about it, because everybody else, all they want to talk about is ouch my balls, ouch my balls, ouch my balls. Everything is ouch my balls all day, every day. Ouch my balls, ouch my balls. So that's why I'm doing a video. I'm sick of all this ouch my balls fucking retarded bullshit. And that's all ouch my balls is about clicks, likes, views, subs. All the stupid people like ouch my balls, the majority of the world is a bunch of stupid motherfuckers, just like Frank Zappa said back in the mid-70s and late 60s. He was right. Frank Zappa was right. And so all these fucking pieces of shit, they cater to the stupid fucking people for clicks, likes, views, subs. And that's why all this media is all fucking stupid. And that's why people like me are forced to have to engage with artificial intelligence. Because it's either that or a massive fucking idiocracy, engage in this idiocracy, society of idiocracy, idiocrats. So anyways, that'll do it for this episode of another Angry Hobo channel. I'm your host, Angry Hobo. Remember, stay tuned, stay informed, stay salty, and monetize.